Hello everyone, Dr. Stepney here today, and I would love to continue on my talk on personality traits. A lot of people meet people in the marriage, and most times they do not talk about the personality of the people. Two people in marriage or in a relationship do not have the same traits most of the time. I talked about two traits, personality traits, the last time, which is extroverts and introverts. But this time I'm going to look at another type of classification where you have about 5 traits, personality traits that psychologists have put together. There are other groups of classifications, but this one I'm going to talk about. So today I'll be looking at 5 of them with the acronym OCEAN. So the first O, which you have in OCEAN, the first one is openness. So there are people that you meet and they're very, very open to you. They don't live in secrecy. They can talk to you about whatever that is going on in their lives. They are kind of transparent, very easy to see through them. They do not come with a shroud. They don't just have all that veil. Most times they are not manipulative. They just say what is in their hearts, and you can always tell their reactions and their purpose or whatever they're about doing in life. They are easily understandable. The second one, which starts with the letter C, conscientiousness. A whole lot of people who are found in this group are always very conscientious, very concerned about how they progress in life. So I think and I figure out they're quick to judge themselves. They judge themselves a lot. They are very picky. They just feel I do not measure enough until this particular thing is done, that particular thing is done. It can be looked at as someone moving towards perfectionism, but they're not just perfect in their ways, but they're very conscientious. They're very concerned about their personality, about their projects in life, about their destiny, and they feel they're not measuring enough. So you have these personalities show up in marriage, and you have to know about them and find out how to deal with them if your spouse is having this kind of personality. And a lot of personality that we see in marriages do have advantages and disadvantages. So you have to find out how to maximize the advantage and then minimize the disadvantages. The third one, which starts with the letter E, is extraversion. I talked about it when we have the introvert and the extrovert. So the extraversion, it's just someone that is an extrovert, someone that loves to be sociable, someone that loves to go out, that loves to meet people. There are people who do not have their personality interacting socially with a lot of people. They have their personality of reservedness. They're so reserved. It's not like they don't like people, but they feel better when they're alone, when they're in their little corner. They don't like people disturbing them. They don't like people just talking to them. They just want to come out and interact when they are ready to interact. So you see them just being alone, and they can stay a whole day not going anywhere, and nothing is missing from these people. In fact, when you have a spouse that is an introvert, and you'll be wondering, okay, are you not feeling anyhow, just nobody talking to you? No, even the first person that might just be saying a word to them could be disturbing them. So this particular one that we're talking about is the E, extraversion. Someone that is extraverted in nature, always going out. So we know them as extroverts. So that's it. We love them. They're social, and I think that's a very good character, but everything needs balance in life. So if you have that personal traits, yes, make friends, be sociable, but you can't live outside. You can imagine that. So that's why I said personalities do have disadvantages and advantages, because you can't go on being extroverted all the time, every time you're outside, and you might forget your responsibilities. So let's just go to the other one, which is starts with the letter A, agreeableness. Okay, these ones do want to agree with you all the time. I don't like any trouble. So they are not given to argument. They are not given to personal opinions of theirs. They just agree with you. However you give that idea, however you suggest it, is what they want to agree. So oftentimes, if you're married to someone that have this attitude of agreeing with you all the time, you're just wondering, all right, how do I keep suggesting? I'm the only one that suggests to you, but you don't say anything, and you always agree to what I say. And then when it goes wrong, you don't even also say anything. So how do I know? It's like you're in a relationship with somebody, but you're the one thinking I'm doing everything that needs to be done in suggestion wise. So you don't have any input anywhere. Many people that marry those who are in these personality traits get frustrated, because it's like, I'm overdoing this whole work and I don't have any help. So, but you can look at it also in the bright side of it, that someone who can agree with you all the time, it's like it gives least resistance to whatever you're suggesting. So you have that least resistance to whatever you're suggesting. But look at it, if you're always agreeing too much of everything, it's not good. You can see that. So you can't have that person always saying yes to everything that you suggest. There must be a balance to it. So the last one would be the N. Neuroticism, is always on the edge. Neuro, from that word neuro, you can see it has something to do with the nerves, neurons. So there's another medical or anatomical word to nerves. So neuro would suggest a lot of, so that person is edgy, very nervy, and always full of anxiety. Every time you see the person is high-powered with some form of energy that feeds that anxiety. What is happening now? I must do this. I have to do that. So the environment is charged with a lot of energy to do at the same time. So working with the person or having to marry such a personality all the time, you may just be on the edge every time, because the person is experiencing the neurotic acts, and that's that person's makeup. So if she or he is inclusive or included in this group of personality traits, then we have to find a way to balance them out. Now, we want to also say that personality traits are traits that are born in them, or over a period of time, taken in from the environment, adapted to the environment they found themselves. They imbibed these traits from the environment, but that's the makeup of the person. So that's why we say in marriage that when you come into marriage, you find out that a lot of people are coming with several baggages with them. So when they come with several baggages, they don't even know that those things are baggages, because to every person in life, there is a disadvantage of your character. So you can't say that you're coming in as a perfect person. Even when your partner is not criticizing you, is not a critic, does not blame you, does not talk about your character, it's fallacy to just believe that you're perfect. The person might not be given to blame, might not be given to criticism, but it can see that there are weaknesses here. So where I'm talking about knowing that you're relating with someone who has a personality, there's a good thing about the personality, but there's a bad thing also about that personality. Every personality you see in the different classifications of personality traits, there's a good side of it and there's a bad side of it. There is an advantage to that side of it, and there's also a disadvantage to another side of your personality. So marrying or being in a relationship, or probably being in a social relationship, or working with your colleague, you will always have to imagine that this person I am living with or going out with have some traits that might not be suitable to me, or that I should see as weakness. Then I have to prepare myself to handle these weaknesses rather than shoot at the weakness, because I myself do have a weakness. But if you can imagine, if someone is always attacking your weakness, you won't like it. And again, it will make you to withdraw. You can withdraw from that person because you're looking at me, all you can see is the negative side of me. You're not giving me the chance to live my life. You're not giving me the chance to enjoy this life. And then you're out there criticizing every negative side of me. And that will mean the person's weakness. So you look at that. That's why we crash in relationship. That's why our marriage break. That's why our the divorce rates in marriages are high today, because we look at the disadvantage point or part of the personality traits and begin to hit at it and begin to criticize it, and you talk over it again and again. But if we look at these personality traits and you accept in your heart, these are personality traits of my husband or my wife or my colleague or my friend, how do I cope with the disadvantage? Some people, number one, can talk about it. You can talk about the weakness and alert your friend or alert your spouse, this is the weakness I'm seeing. And it's not something, to panic about. Don't panic about these weaknesses, but I think we can work on it. You can help me, know how to handle this part of you that that is not suitable to our relationship. This is very important. So when you are around, like for instance, you're married to someone who, is in the class of neuroticism, which is always nervy, always on edge, always high-powered with this energy, wanting to achieve everything in life with so much anxiety. It's like little things get that person so urgy because I have not succeeded. Oh, I'm about to fail. Something is about to happen. So it's as if it's not a relaxed atmosphere, a balanced, atmosphere for you. They succeed most of the time. With the people that have this attitude are quick to embark on any project in life. And when they embark on those projects in life, they hit at it, they get it. But you find that it's a whole high-powered energy that is so anxious and full of anxiety that can make someone easily sick, if not balanced in life. Balance is a critical factor that we must put in our lives. Balance. I love balance a lot because too much of anything is dangerous for anybody. So we have to have that balance even in our personality traits. We are taught about the advantages and we are taught about the disadvantages, so we can also work on our disadvantages and make people livable with us. Because if you don't recognize your weaknesses, you might go out there and force yourself or your character on people. But you're married, for goodness sake. You're married. You decided to marry. And if you decided to marry, you have to look at yourself. You have to look at what you have inside of you, your personality traits, and say, okay, I have this personality traits. They're good traits, but what are the disadvantages? So I can learn how to work with people when they come around me, how to stay in with my spouse, how to stay in with my friend, how to relate with my colleagues. These traits are necessary. I must stop here. I must stop here. So next time I can bring another kind of classification of personality traits that you will love. I hope you gain from this, and do not forget to click on that button and subscribe to this channel. Love you all. Let's have a very good relationship in our lives. Bye.